Chips in here. Chips ahoy. Alright. And what I've just been doing is just going back and forth across. I got the depth set where I want it. Climb cutting across. I'm going to ride the brake when I come out this side so it doesn't go wham. That's right about here. Just ride the brake a little bit. And go back and take another one. If you're careful, climb cutting is actually easier on your end mill, takes less horsepower, and actually all around is actually a better cut. But you got to be really careful. Because if you don't ride the brake when it's coming out, it'll take up your backlash and bust your end mill. I don't want that. And I'm going to just take a light cut here. So I'm going to have to ride the brake all the way across now. Just ride the saddle. And we'll see where we're at. I just want to take a light cut and see where we're at. Set my readout, then I'll know where I gotta go, how much further we are at. $470. So I will take and punch in X.470. Enter. So then I can just crank over. And I want to leave it at about 10 thou. And it's supposed to finish at 250. I'm going to go to 260. And we're going to take our final cut on that side. Riding the brake. Now I could just move over, or I could just flip it around. I'd rather just flip it around. I like going in and then coming out. The depth is set as far as how far down. That is about 400 and some thou depth of cut with 3/4 inch 4-flute carbide. Running. What the heck is it? To third sprocket. Oh, I'm reading that backwards. 850. I'm going, that ain't right, because I was looking at it as 1700, but I was reading it backwards. 850,000. 850 RPM. Get it to set straight in there. Lock it down. Move over. So my end mill just peeks out the side. And we're ready. Sure like that readout. I don't know how I got along without it. Now I've gotten so spoiled I don't look at the dials anymore. I think I'll take that tool bit out of the lathe and grind that backside down because I know I'm going to have to anyway. In order to get in there. Okay, we'll take a cut here, check it, and then set the readout. Where we at? We are at 420. So I'll set the readout X 0.42, enter. Crank it over to 260. And go across it. All right. Now I'll grab a chunk of scrap aluminum and make a block to fit in between, and then I'll probably zip tie it in there, but it should stay in there anyway because it'll be basically pinched in. So I'll make it so that it's nice heavy, almost a press fit but not quite, just a slide, but a real good friction slide in here, and set it right here. And then I'll just run a zip tie around it so it can't come flying out, and then I'll be set to put her between centers and cut that down to 437 first, and then 3/8 up to, I can't remember how far back, because the bearing or crank carrier bearings on the motor are only, I think, 400 thou wide, so that's all the wider that they'll have to be. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not gonna bore you with the cutting down a little aluminum block for it. So when I come back, we'll be on the lathe. Okay, so here's what I meant by like a heavy friction fit in there. I can slide it in there and it gets a little snug right there. So now I can still wiggle it, but when I go over to the lathe, I bet I can't wiggle it because I collapsed that other one 14,000. So in there, bring this up here. I don't know if you can see it. Alright, so right now I can wiggle it yet. I put a little pressure on it, can't wiggle it no more. Alright, so we're ready. We're ready on this one. I was going to put a zip tie around, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere anyway, so I'm just going to forget about that. So we're all locked in, ready to roll. Oh, I was going to grind the backside of that tool down too, because I don't think I can get there from here. Well, we'll see how far I can get. We'll see how far I can get at it. I wish I had a smaller live center. I have this one that I built many years ago, and it has a where I can change the tips. So I might have to make no, and that's got, I think, 3 bearings in it and a thrust bearing down at the bottom. So it works good for, you know, bigger stuff. I use that for generators and electric motors and stuff. So anyway, so let's turn her on. Go in here and touch. I think what I'm going to do is rough out both sides. There it's just touching. So crank off. 20, 40. I'm going to go 50 thou. And it'll only be taking the corners off. So. Beware of flying spacers. It should be fine. I think I've done that even on my V8. I think I did that same thing and I never had one of them, one of the spacers move. That was the first time though, I guess. And I'm just going to come up close to the shoulder, to the web, and then I'm just going to rough it that way, and then when I get to the finish, I'll come in and finish the web down to the rough diameter and then finish it out. That's the plan anyway. Stop right there. Back here. See if I can take another 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It'd actually probably take more than that even. I don't want to get carried away. I gotta go and purchase some material for my flywheels yet. Thinking about doing that tomorrow or the next day. I'm gonna go get some 3/4 by 3.5 low carbon steel, hot roll steel, and take the chunks and go on the NC and mill them out. I haven't written the program yet. I got to sit down on it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. Spend part of the morning figuring out a plan of attack. Just taking 50 at a time. Sure like that electric power feed that I put on this thing. I can turn I don't have to stop and switch gears. I can turn the feed rate up and down without on the go. That was a nice addition to this lathe. Don't have the gearbox running at all. Oh, you know what? I didn't set the height of my tool. And I think she's low. I better stop here. I need to set that. I don't think that, I think that's pretty low. Let's move a diameter over here and just run a scale in there and see where we're at. I'm thinking it's pretty low. Oop. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's pretty low. Good thing it didn't grab and climb up on it. You big dummy. Still low. Just a tad high now. I want to get it as close as I can to the center. That's really close right there. All right, so now feel a little bit better about it. I have to touch again because my tool bit was way underneath already. All right. Then 20, 30, 40, 50. I'm going to take and smear some oil on it. I don't like this live center much. You hear that rattling noise? That's actually the bearings in that sound horrible. It runs nice and true, but I don't know. The bearing is weird in this thing. It has been like that since new. I'm going to turn this down to where it just cleans up on the sides. That'll be a 5/8 diameter about. And I'm going to flip it around. Hopefully I didn't get no oil on the camera. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We're taking 50 at a crack. That's something else I'd kind of like to put on a lathe is flood coolant. So I can have an oil flooding it, but I don't know, it's kind of, if I do that, it's kind of messy. You know, some days I'd like to have it, and other days I think, nah, makes too much of a mess. The reason I want to do one and then the other side, I've tried to get both diameters at 5/8 or maybe 600 and then go over in the V blocks and just to check, make sure everything's okay. Just about cleaning up. Let's just see where we're at. Let's take a gander at where we're at. And we are at. We're rated at about 600 already. That's the sides that I cut down. We'll end up at like a 550 diameter. Never mind. 20, 30, 40, 50. After this cut, I'm going to have to go and grind the backside of that tool. Then get in another 50. Wow, the chips are hot. Could almost take this down to 3/8 all the way and not worry about the 437 and make the bushing, when I make the bushing, make it to that size. Alright, I don't think I can go in another 50 without it hitting. Yeah, I'm going to take this out to grind the back corner off. That's better. I'll go back quite a ways further now. Should be able to almost make it. So, where am I at? I better check it again. I'll get my mic out this time, check it. We are at 553, so another 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Burl it. I got a sharp pointed tool in there too, so it's not going to leave a real nice finish. Not in this cold roll stuff. Although the tool for the rod journal actually left a pretty nice finish in there, so. But that was a flat tool coming in. This should take it right to about 500. Just about supper time here, so how much further I'll get before we get hollered at. Yeah. She's cleaned up. Cleaned up all the way around now. And we are at 508. So what I was planning on doing is taking this out. Oh, I can't. I don't have a drive dog set up yet. So I might as well just go ahead and continue on with this. Oh well, it was a good thought. I think I'm gonna stop right here. Pretty close to supper time, and it's a good spot to stop. I'm just gonna take the pressure off of it, so it's just hanging in there. Well, actually, I'm gonna take it all the way out so I don't forget it in the morning and start it up and have it go flying. So, okay, 15 below outside this morning. I'll take this tool out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a stone and or a diamond file and file a small radius on that. Try to get the finish a little bit better on the turning. So I have some diamond files here. And I'll wipe that off. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off the sharp corner, if I can. It's still going to have the cutting edge. I'm still putting the relief, trying to file a relief on it yet too. Big enough? Okay. Put my diamond files away. I've had these for many years, these little files. Working in the dye stuff. After a heat treat, then we had to file certain things down. And okay. So, I'll back you up here a little bit. Put in the part that we started on. Still got the spacer block or the okay. Tighten that up. All right. I think I'm gonna move the camera though. Move it over here somewhere. Maybe I'll have to raise you up a little bit, huh? So you're looking down in it. Yeah, turn the viewfinder around. Kind of a crappy angle I've got here. Not seeing the tool bit at all, are you? Move up a little closer. There you go. If I don't bump you too much. Alright, I gotta turn on the machines. I got them turned off from yesterday. Basically I have them to where I just unplug them. I do have a breaker box for them, but right now okay. And we're running slow enough I don't have to worry about warming anything up or getting the oil. I'm just gonna turn it on, get the oil flowing. But if I was running a high RPM, I'd run through a lower gear like this a little bit, and then we were shooting for a 437. I'm gonna come in here and touch. And I'm gonna mic that, see where I left off. Okay, we're at 5. So I'm gonna take 40 thou. 40 thou cut. A little oil on it. And here we go. Got the scary part is cutting the rod journal. I got that done yesterday. Cutting in here. This here is pretty much straightforward turning. Usually. Okay, what I think I'm going to do after this cut is touch off on and cut the web. So I'm going to come out and I'm just going to come in here and touch off of web here, and I don't know how much I have to go there. Where my calipers at? This is, it's not really all that critical, but let's see. Actually, about 10 to 15 thousandths would be just fine. So I'm going to go over 10 and lock my carriage. Make sure that I ain't whacking my tool right away. And we're going to feed in. Gotta be careful here, you got a little more leverage when you're way out there. Cutting. See where we're at. Should be pretty close to what I want. And about six thou to move over, so I'll move over that 6 thou. And then I'm going to zero my travel all back here. Come on, trying to do this. I zero my travel all, so I know where I'm at. Make sure I'm not going to whack the tool again. Feed in. And that'll be a finished face now. It's got about 25 thousandths to go. I'm going to take 20. Remember, it's 375 up to where the bearing runs. So, an inch and a half of that will be 375. We'll turn it down to 375. Ooh, that furnace is hot. That's cold outside. This cold front is supposed to last a couple days only. Yeah, it'll get nice. 5 above. We call it nice. It'll get nicer. Finish don't look too bad. I've seen better, but I've seen hell of a lot worse too. Okay. We are at 248. 11 thousandths. I'm going to take a 10. Okay, yeah. Nice sulfur oil. But it stinks. Silicates. If I made the flywheel hole 437, well, I'm not going to do that though. That'll make that hub bigger. And plus I started to put together a program for that this morning. Started to put the program and a plan of attack. I just need to go get material. I should check to see how much tape I have. I haven't even looked at that. About a half a thou taper only. So that's good. And right now we're at 438. So if I hit that with a little bit of emery, we should be in the ballpark. $437. All right. So now we want to get 1.5 inches of that. 6BAs. I want to go in here and touch off on the end. and set my dial, my travel dial. I bought that travel dial off of somebody on one of the boards, and I'll tell you what, I've made a lot of use of it, and it's never let me down. It works good. Got it dirt cheap. He put a readout on his lathe and didn't need it anymore. So when I put a readout on, I say when, and it is, it's only a matter of time before I put a readout on, and then I'll do the same. It'll go to somebody that wants it. Now, when I first started at my job out there, that's all they had. They didn't have readouts; they had those. 1 inch 500. There's 1 inch. Oop, put the bottom on 500 mark here. 500. And what I'm going to do, it's kind of like a quick reference cheating, is I'm going to take and wipe my way here on the headstock side. And I'm just going to take a grease pencil and I'm going to put a line there. And it's just a visual cheat is all. You know, it lets me know when I'm approaching and then I can look back at my travel dial. The travel dial is actually supposed to be mounted in front, but I had to work around too much stuff, so I mounted it in back, so it actually reads in reverse, but I'm used to it. So, alright, and we want to go to 3/8. 437. So I'm going to take 40 thou. And 20, I'll take 30. Take 30 thou. Stinky stuff. Myself for a while, it just stinks. Same stuff they use in honing Soltex. Soltex? Something like that in honing. I used to run hone too for a while. Ran a hone, ran a broach. Out of all the jobs I had, I hated the broach the worst. That was a messy job. We were coated with oil. It was a manual hand broach, and it was a horrible job. I ran that for a year, and I did not like it. Then I ran the hone for a year.